If the season is getting you down and you're finding that it's difficult to do things that you enjoy, this yoga practice might be for you. Movement, indeed, can make you happier. So let's get started. Hello, welcome to Inner Light Yoga. So the purpose of this practice is to help us get in touch with our happiness. And even though you may feel it's really very deep, hopefully this will help it come to light. So thus the name Inner Light. And the way we're going to start this practice is on our stomach, and we're going to do crocodile breathing. So I'll explain once we're there. So let's get flat on our stomach on the mat. So you want your entire abdomen to be in contact with the mat. Then you're going to put your arms out in front of you and interlace your fingers. And we're going to rest our head on our hands. So it's kind of like a little bolster. And we're going to breathe in deeply for 3 seconds, and that will help your abdomen to expand, and you'll feel your body rise from the mat. Then we'll hold that breath and then exhale for another 3 seconds. And we're going to do 5 rounds of this. So rest your head on your hands, and we're going to breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. So breathe slowly, breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Now we're going to rise up to Sphinx pose. So you want your hands out in front of you, your elbows directly underneath your shoulders, and your hands out in front of you in straight lines. And what we're going to do here is do a nodding. So nodding yes, and no. So this should help with any stiffness that we might feel in our neck or our upper shoulders. And you really want to dig into your feet in the mat. So we're going to breathe, nod yes, and no. So again, we're going slowly. We don't want to throw our neck out. We just want to address any stiffness that we might feel. Now, in the same position that we're in currently, we're going to move our left hand so that it's at an angle, but it's coming closer and it's in the center in front of us. And we're going to bend that right leg and then reach back with your right hand to the inner arch and hold your foot and bend it as far as it's comfortable for you. So you may only be able to get this far, or you might be able to bend it all the way, but you should feel really good stretch in your quads. And we want to press into the left foot onto into the mat at the same time. So we're getting a lot of contact with the mat. Then slowly let go and replacing the left hand with the right. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So bend that left leg With your left hand, reach back and grab the inner arch and stretch that leg. And then let go slowly. And now we're going to rise back up to our knees. And we want to have our knees for this next move. We want our knees as wide as the mat with your toes touching. And the first thing we're going to do is put our upper body's weight onto our right hand. Dig with your feet into the mat. And as if you're pulling back a bow with your left hand, we're going to reach up to the sky. So you're going up from your wrist of your right hand and up to the sky. And then as you breathe out, we're going to thread the needle. So our left hand is going to come under that right arm. And we're going to rest our head on the mat. Now with your hand, you can have it resting on your sacrum. You can have it where we landed when we first brought our left hand under. Or you can reach to the top of your mat. But the whole time, you want to be digging with your feet into the mat. That's going to engage all of the muscles of your body. Then we're going to take a couple of breaths here. Breathing in and out. Breathe in and out. Now we're going to switch to the other side. So raise back up from your core. Place your left hand on the mat. And as if you're pulling back a bow with that right hand, you want to reach all the way up to your shoulder, across your body, and up to the sky. And then thread that needle. And just like on the other side, you can have your left hand resting on your sacrum. You can have it at that 90-degree angle when we threaded the needle. Or you can reach to the top of your mat. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths. Dig into your feet. Breathe in and out. In and out. Now from core, from your center, we want to rise back up. And now we're going to move to down dog. So we want to have our hands slightly forward. We're going to bring our knees together, curl our toes under, and from your tailbone, rising up to the sky. Then we're going to step it out a little bit while we're here. Take a couple of breaths. And then once you've stepped out and stretched your feet properly, we're going to pause for a couple of deep breaths. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Now we're going to anchor that right foot to the mat, and we're going to raise our left leg, bend that knee, bring it up and into your chest, reaching back with that right heel. And then we're going to bring that left foot forward into a low lunge. We can rock back a couple of times, back and forth. Then we're going to take that right foot and place it on the mat with your toes pointing towards the right corner of your room. And cartwheeling, we're going to lead with that right hand and end up in warrior two. Then we're going to straighten that left leg, reaching up and back with that left hand. We are in reverse triangle. Then lowering that knee again. So we're gonna bend that left knee. We're gonna place our left elbow on that knee. And with the right hand, just like we did, pretending to pull back the bow, we're gonna do that here. So that your arm is reaching up to the sky. Now you can also reach your hand up over your head. And if you feel that you've got your core engaged, you can lower that left hand towards the mat. Then we're going to raise back up to warrior two, and then back to our low lunge. And step that left foot back to down dog. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So anchor that left heel on the mat, raise that right foot up, bend your knee, bring it into your chest, reach back with that left heel, and bring it up to low lunge. Then we're going to rock back and forth a couple of times. And then shifting that left foot to where the left toes are facing the left side of your room. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to cartwheel up and over into warrior two. Then straightening that left leg and reaching up and over with our right hand. We're in reverse triangle. Then bending that leg again, placing your right elbow on your thigh and pulling back the bow. We're going to reach up to the sky, over our head if it's available to you, and then lowering that right hand to the mat. But you want to try to get it to hover. You notice I almost lost my balance and I was able to regain it quickly from my core. So now we're going to raise back up and return to that low lunge. Then from the low lunge, we're going to bring that left foot up to meet the right. So we're in forward fold. You can have your feet flush together or hip width apart. But we're going to grab our elbows, opposite elbows with our hands, rest our head over, take a couple of deep breaths. Then we're going to rise up to flat back, looking forward with our hands on our shins, and then lowering to rise up to mountain and bringing our hands down to our heart in prayer position. Now we're going to do that again, rising up, bring our hands down, and then back down to forward fold, up to flat back, and then lowering down. Now we're going to step back to plank. It can be right foot first or left foot first. And we're going to seesaw back and forth while we're in plank. So you really want to engage your core to hold this position. Then we're going to lower our knees, swing our legs over to one side, and end this practice in seated position. And we're going to do a little breathing exercise while we move our hands up over our head. So what we're going to do is take a deep breath in as you reach your hands up to the sky, and then lower your hands as you breathe out. So in order to get your arms like directly over your head, you go behind your ears and then up. That'll help make sure they're in line with the rest of your body. So let's get started. Breathe in and out. Then breathe in and out. One last time, breathe in and out. So I hope you enjoyed this practice and that you found yourself smiling a little bit. If you lost your balance, maybe that made you chuckle. That's a good thing. We need to be able to be light and be able to laugh at ourselves and enjoy the things that we do. And yoga can make you feel much better. So I hope you enjoyed this practice and that you'll come back to it on a regular basis. And until I see you again, bye.